Welcome back. Well, if you're a frequent flyer, you probably notice these days those seats are getting a little cramped, pretty small. And now something may be finally done about that to fix what's been called the case of the incredible shrinking airline seat. That's right. The U.S. Court of Appeals has ordered the FAA to consider whether cramped airline seats affect passenger safety. The advocacy group called Flyers' Rights has sued the FAA, and what they are claiming is that the average distance between two seats, well, it has dwindled over the years from a comfortable 35 inches down to 31 inches. That's the seat pitch, what you're looking at, the distance between. With some planes, that seat pitch is as tight as 28 inches. Now, critics say the airlines are cramming people in for just one reason, and you guessed it, profit. So, all right, is this a safety issue or just a comfort issue, and how much does this bother all of you? Because every time I fly, I feel like the person next to me is right up against me, and I feel really badly if somebody's a bigger person, they can't even, you know, they can't even fit in the seats sometimes, and so it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah, the average size of an American has only increased over the last few years. So the average female is like 168, and the average male is like 200 around there. But our seats are getting smaller. Yes, our seats are getting smaller. You know, I measured.
As we're getting bigger.
Right, and I measured, because I'm 5'9", I have really long legs, so I measured the distance between my hip and the end of my knee, and that was 20 inches in and of itself, and that's not counting the extra inches that you have for the seats in that pitch. So, yeah, the seats are eating our
It's a tight squeeze. And I asked for everyone to take a quick look at this. Look at this picture. It's an old black and white photo of how airlines used to look. Look at that.
Lazy boys.
Look at that. That is when air travel was glamorous and exciting, and people dressed up to go on the plane, and they had leg room. And the glory days of air travel, all gone today.
You know, it's unfortunate because, you know, we all know it's bottom line because of money, because of profit.
Yes.
You know, I travel a lot. I'm traveling in a week or so, and that is the worst part of getting where I need to go, is having to deal with the airplane, the airport situation. Not so much security, but these seats. They're extremely uncomfortable, and as you mentioned, us larger people, you feel like the person next to you is crammed, and I feel like I'm in the person next. I feel like I'm in their space. It's just very uncomfortable. So as soon as I sit down, if the person that's sitting next to me, if they're already there, I'm like, look. This is how it's going down. For the next hour or two, we're family, because we're about to rub up on each other. Just kind of make friends with them, because you're about to be all up in my space.
Right.
Well, what do you guys think about this lawsuit to make everything the same, the seat width the same on every airline?
I think it would be great, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're fighting a very uphill battle. I thought it was interesting in 2015, United added enough seats to have commissioned 14 new aircraft. I mean, there's proof in the pudding that it's really all about revenue, right? And we're just the little guy. I had even read where at a convention there was an airline proposing seats that look like those roller coaster seats where you're basically standing up.
Please. Oh, I did see that. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, but
better be a very short flight for that one.
You've got to be kidding me.
The major problem, though, that
they really
I
do not
think of the medical impact of flights that have really small seats, because deep vein thrombosis is a really big, big problem. And I've known many people who have gotten these on even short flights. And the thing is, when you have no movement in between the seats and you have nowhere to go, people just cramp up in the corner, and then they don't move the whole flight unless they have to get up to go use the restroom. So you just sit there, or if you fall asleep and you're all cramped up in one and you can't move your legs, and the legs are a big problem. You need to be able to move. You need range of motion. So that's where I feel like is a big problem.
I mean, don't they say if you're on an overnight long flight, get up and walk around, or you could
you do.
have a blood clot.
You could die.
But it can happen on short flights too. But the thing is, I mean, the airlines, it's funny, their argument is consumers vote with wallets every day. Allegiant and Spirit Airlines are always booked. Those are the lower fare airlines, and they have the least amount of pitch in their seats, and they're always booked. So that's where the airlines come in thinking, well, then our consumers are speaking. If they're okay with these flights and they're booked all the time, then we're going to do the same thing, such as Delta Airlines or the larger airlines and the more expensive airlines. So they're doing exactly what the lesser expensive airlines are doing, because they feel like You're buying it. So if consumers are buying it, then it's okay. We're going to continue.
I'm waiting for someone to sue them about that darn small bathroom. That should be a crime. If you're a big person, you only can get one butt cheek on the seat. I'm just saying that should be against the law.
Club. I mean,
how do they do it? How do you do it?
How do you even fit in there? That has always been my question.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. No, I try to go
that was the glory days.
Not to go to the bathroom on an air flight. Sorry. All right. Well, have you ever wondered what's happening around you while you're actually knocked out and on the operating table? Well, you'd be surprised to know that 90% of surgeons listen to music during surgery. And that's according to a survey conducted by streaming giant Spotify and Figure 1A, their knowledge sharing app for healthcare professionals. So what exactly are they listening to? Well, 49% said that rock is what they're listening to, 48% said pop, and 43% said classical. So who's freaked out thinking that our doctors are listening to music? Anybody? Or does it make you feel better?
I wasn't surprised because surgery takes a long time sometimes. And you can be under for hours. And so they kind of need something to entertain them and keep their energy up for standing up for hours working on you. I mean, because I don't know if you've ever been put under, but it feels like you were out for a second, but it could be hours. It's crazy. So I thought that was kind of cool, actually. Yeah.
I don't mind because I think a lot of times, personally, music feeds the soul, and music changes your mood. If you are, obviously if you're a surgeon, you're working on me, if you listening to rock or classical is going to enhance your mood to where you're going to do a better job in whatever you're doing, since you gutted me like a fish, whatever it takes, I'm okay with that. Just make sure and don't leave nothing inside that you didn't, sometimes we hear stories of them leaving instruments and tools inside.
Don't lose yourself so much in the music that you lost something inside me.
But if it's going to alter their mood for them to do better, to be more focused, to make them happier, I don't care.
I mean, they do have to psych themselves up to do it, you know. It's,
we'll find out from Dr. Alia.
I love the idea of doctors doing this, though, because, I mean, when I was in nursing school, I mean, I've sat in on many, many surgeries, and I love...
Wait. You sat in on surgeries?
Absolutely, yeah.
Why?
That's what
they call it a theater,
because I need to. I'm sitting in as a nurse, so...
Oh, okay. I missed that part, as a nurse. Okay.
Yeah, as a nurse, I'm sitting in on surgeries. Gotcha. So I've sat in on so many surgeries, and I love the idea that when you go in, they're usually playing music that is calming, and the voices are calming and everyone's calming you down. But then as soon as you're out, things change in that operating room sometimes, and they crank up different types of music.
And
the jokes start
cracking jokes over your body.
Exactly.
I know, exactly right.
And not at the patient's expense, of course. I mean, but they are doing jokes. I mean, just to keep everybody up and on their toes, and it's fun. But I mean, I think it's a good thing. It's not all scalpel, scissors. No, it's fun too.
They're coworkers. They're joking. They're laughing. They're having fun with it.
I thought the music choices were really interesting. Some of the classic rock, they were saying that the nostalgia keeps them at ease. And kind of keeps their momentum up.
Cool.
So, Oh Sweet Child of Mine was like number 2, right?
I wonder what number 1 was. That's interesting.
It should have been You Dropped the Bomb on Me.
Well, coming up next, we're going to ask our own medical contributor about this. Can you guess what type of music Dr. Ali Kazraian jams out to? We're going to find out after the break.